the mindset of a soldier compared to the mindset of a civilian, and how do you handle it?
So, okay, yes, 100%. I thought when I got out of the army, I can go back to being a civilian. I can't. Once you're a veteran, you're different.
Mm,
You're changed. You're broken in so many good ways, man. I right now, my friends are a bunch of young kids who are in the military. One of my best friends right now is he's going to be a Navy SEAL. He's in Buds, and he's 19 years old. One of my best friends I met in the army was 18 when I met him, and I was 32, and we're still friends to this day. Uh, Brent's one of the coolest dudes ever, and there's again that primal aggression that people in the military have that some folks, some civilians have it, but a lot don't. And I don't really, I don't want to say I don't get along with them. It's like I do. I mean, I feel like I can get along with anyone, but I prefer to be around these driven guys who are just aggressive with their goal setting and physical, and cerebral. Both. It's they're not just knuckle draggers. I mean, these guys are smart. And right now, I'm actually like I don't want to say too much, but there's some contracts that I'm looking at right now to get back in the military world, at least on the reserve side. There may be other options on the horizon that are on the active duty side. I don't know if I'm actually going to go with that, but there's a lot happening right now, and there's a government position that's yeah. Again, I can't really talk about it, but needless to say, I changed when I got out, and the career paths that I'm right now training for involve they're quite physical, very physical, and I've got to be the fittest I've ever been, and I'm 36 years old. Um,
it's
and
nothing but a thing, man. That's
well,
nothing but
what's crazy, what's so cool about what's going on right now? These kids fire me up. I quit caffeine about 2 weeks ago. I was doing a lot of coffee, a lot of coffee. Oh, I say doing it like it's a drug, but caffeine is a stimulant, right? So, but I was around 1,000 milligrams a day, that's a lot. And I stopped that, and I realized it was just a crutch, but I'm just as physical and just as active without caffeine. Um, and it's because of these young folks around me, because I see their drive, and I love them, man. I love them. Like this is how when I was a platoon leader, I saw the soldiers like they were my kids or my brothers. They were. It's so difficult to put into words the love you have for somebody who's willing to die for you, who's willing to lose their life. I'm getting emotional thinking about it because I worked with a lot of guys who were combat vets, man, and I'd see it in their eyes. They a lot of them, they lost their buddies, right? A lot of them almost lost their lives, have permanent injuries to their bodies because one guy I know, he ripped every ligament in his shoulder trying to pull a guy out of a burning Humvee to keep him alive. These are some of the most humble service members, humble humans on the planet, and complete badasses, right? And I mean, you're working with someone like that where as an officer, as a junior officer, I could order them to do something and they do it, and that's not something to take lightly. And there's a love for these guys that I have. I respect the crap out of them, and I always tell enlisted guys, never let an officer talk down to you. I don't care what rank a guy has. He's a human being and you're a human being and you deserve dignity and respect, A. And B, on top of that, if you're the guy willing to get shot in the face, you are the most important person in that brief. It's not the officer who draws a little cute diagram that says you're going to go from point A to point B. Like, this is your grid coordinate. This is how you're going to get there. This is the mission set. It's like, dude, those 18-year-old kids that are willing to die for that mission, those are the VIPs in the room. We should roll the red carpet out for them. And I know that's so counterintuitive to so many leaders who cringe at that thought. Don't let the lower ranking guys speak up. Don't let them have opinions. They don't earn their opinion until they're in for a decade. I'm sorry I'm going on a rant right now, but this is the kind of stuff that made me realize there's a difference between the military world and the civilian world that's indescribable at times.